Good morning. Happy Monday morning. In fact, to you, godly mothers, this is Pastor Ruth, and I am just so delighted to be with you this morning. And so I have a thought I'd like to share, and I'd like to call it Take the Fight. Okay, I know what you might be thinking, what you might be saying. Take the fight. In fact, I think the last time you heard from us, Sister Risha shared just about how done so many of you are, just tired and needing rest and needing a mental break from all the things that you're facing in your life. And here I come this morning saying to you, take the fight. Well, you know what? I think what I have to share might help us in the distribution of our energy, physical energy, mental energy, and even emotional and spiritual energy. Something that will help us so that we're not so overburdened. And so you might be very familiar with 1 Samuel chapter 17, right? The story of David and Goliath. And so we find ourselves in verse 26. This is after David has come, he's assessed what's going on. He sees that there is a Goliath who is not being challenged by the armies of God because everybody is in fear. And David says something really powerful. In fact, it's a question. He looks around and he says to them, what will be done for the man who defeats this giant? And of course, he gets kind of lashed back from his brothers, who are looking at him as if he's just this little boy who shouldn't be in this conversation. But what I want us to hear from his question is that David wisely assesses the fight that is taking place in order to engage it. And so I want to say to you, take the fight, but take the right fight. So what is the prize? What's the benefit of you sizing up the situation and entering it? What's on the other side of it? A stronger relationship with your child, your spouse, or friend? Maybe your faith muscle being developed a little more. Maybe it's overcoming a fear after all. Maybe addressing something that's unjust. Speaking truth to power. Now that sounds like a worthy fight to take. But if it's something like this, maybe it's a conversation you can have your spouse at a more opportune time instead of something that can escalate. Or maybe you ask that beautiful child of yours to brush their teeth and turn off the TV before bedtime, and they have brushed their teeth, but they didn't turn off the TV. Is that a fight to take? Does it really matter in that moment that you have to turn off the TV? Maybe not. Take the fight with the right price behind it and let everything else go. Now, number two, David not only assessed the fight and asked the right question about the reward or the price behind it, but he also assessed his ability to engage in the fight at that moment. And so David now is in front of Saul, and Saul is kind of saying, listen, you are not equipped for this. And David can say, wait, hold on. I have been in preparation mode. When a lion came to attack my sheep, guess what? I slayed them. I didn't cower, I slayed them. So even though Goliath is the biggest giant and foe I have ever faced, because I have been building that muscle, I'm in a good position. I'm equipped. So if you're going to take a fight, first assess it. See what the reward is. Is it really worth it? The energy, the time, the money at this time. And secondarily, assess how equipped you are for it. Maybe this is not the morning. You're not in the right space emotionally. Spiritually, you need a little more time in prayer. Physically, you need a rest before you engage in that project. Assess, assess, assess. Assess the prize behind it. Assess if you're equipped for it. And if you are, guess what? Take the fight. And so, my sisters, I want to encourage you this morning that you are well able for what God has assigned to you. And what he hasn't, let it go. Leave it alone. Assess the benefits of taking the fight. Assess if you're equipped. And if you are, ready, set,